who will?
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening, or morning, or night, according to whatever Wobby Timing Wobby you are invested in. And this is the Malaysian Wovians panel. There's a big sign of delay, but since we are time lost, we are not known to be correct to be precise anyway. So,
There's only one time left.
yeah. Everybody else is stuck in another dimension. You can never find them again. Alright, come in.
Just in time for the panel.
Just in time. Are you a wizard or are you a time lord?
What?
Because a wizard is never late, but time lord always late.
Yo, come on in. Welcome home.
Time on.
Okay, who is the first panelist?
It's me. That's why I'm holding the mic. Okay, first of all, I need to make sure. Has everyone here have watched Doctor Who or just coming here for career because you're curious?
Curious.
I watched.
You're curious. You watch it.
I watched season 10 and 11.
I watched season
You
9 only.
do not skip Christopher and Kirsten. Nobody skip 9.
Version 1 and a few of the audiobooks.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, since not all of you have watched Doctor Who, so let me explain a tiny bit about what is the Doctor. And Doctor Who is basically a sci-fi drama BBC British fiction where this man is created in 1963 to present. So it means that it's been going on for 53 years. It started off with the idea that it will be an educational sci-fi drama, which is where with the Doctor and the companion, where we see the world through their eyes, and they will travel to the future or to the past using the TARDIS. That is the...
Parties.
Can anybody tell me what the TARDIS is?
I'm in relative dimensions and space.
Time.
Thank you. That is not because I completely forgot what TARDIS stands for. Just in case you
You
guys
get a
thought
free
that.
round trip ticket to Gallifrey.
Yeah.
If you can find it.
If you can find it, we'll make sure we'll send you there.
Okay.
So using the TARDIS, the Doctor will travel to any place in time and space according to whatever he wants, because he's a Time Lord, he can do whatever he wants. And their focus here is to make sure that every time the episode is going to the future, it'll be about learning about science and discovery and everything. And whenever he goes to the past, he will be learning more about history. So that's the concept of Doctor Who when it was created. Now it has evolved after 53 years to be more about learning about the sense of bewilderment of discovering everything and appreciating our history, while also appreciating ourselves. Because the Doctor and the companion, they do not just become bystanders whenever they travel. Because whenever they travel, there will always be something off about that place. Because there's actually explanation to why that happened, but I shall not spoil it for you guys. But since then, the Doctor, even though he's a Time Lord where he takes a vow to never interrupt anything in time and space, he actually interrupts all the time. It's what he does. So the show is about how you as a person with the power of time and space and what you can do even though you don't have any superpowers. The Doctor is just a Time Lord, which is basically a over-glorified human who have two hearts and nothing else. Or maybe a sonic screwdriver, which is it is. Okay, so that's basically the concept of Doctor Who and the Dharma, because the Doctor is the one who will be in charge of time travel and space, and the companion will be the one will be more related to, because, well, it's more of a human and a very good-looking woman most of the times. I think that's all for introduction. Do you have any question, just in case? No. Okay. Give it to Douglas.
Thank you all very much, and it's a pleasure to meet you all. Now, we're going to talk, I'm here to talk a little bit about the history of the Doctors, and also to discuss a little bit about regeneration and the companion. I'm going to be talking both in show and meta, so but I won't spend a lot of time, only because we have a small amount of time, but also I'm sure you don't want to see some clown up on stage dancing and talking the whole time. Now, how is the show 50 years old? That's a good question. How on earth do you keep one show going for 50 years and still keep it new and different? Now, there's one thing that the Doctor has managed to do very well. That is, we had a way of making sure it never gets old. Oh, and I used my sonic screwdriver and actually I fixed it. Okay, so just for your information, there have been 12 doctors over the past 52 years. That's more than we had bonds over the last 50 years. A recent movie had made it technically 13. We call it 12 plus 1. But now one thing I want to make a point of, if you're new to Doctor Who, a lot of people will have their own favorite doctor. Whenever we talk about Doctor Who, we'll always say, oh, who's your doctor? Can anyone scream out their favorite doctor?
The 10. The 10.
9.
4. Okay, we got a 4. 10. 11. We got a 9 here. So, now the thing is, for a lot of people, it's like a favorite sports team or a favorite idol singer. Whatever it is, it's very personal. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's the person you started off with, the first doctor you watched. But not always. Sometimes, like for me, my favorite is Patrick Troughton, the second doctor. I just feel close to him. But the first one I grew up with was Tom Baker, the one with the long scarf, right? You like a jelly baby. There is, however, no number one doctor. All of them are great, and I can say honestly, I love every single one of them. Now, I'm just going to take it quickly through an introduction to some of these so you can see them. Here's the first doctor, started off in '63. Actually, the first show started the day after John F. Kennedy was shot. I'm not kidding, the day after. And it was pretty scary. And you had a doctor who was like this. And he was quite a bit of a grumpy old fellow. And he always went, you think so? Well, then maybe you should go call the police and you'll look stupider than you even do now. But he showed that he was actually a kind, compassionate old man and could be a bit of a mischievous imp. But basically what happened was the actor began to grow old and they had to replace him. And replace him, they did with this gentleman, my favorite one, Patrick Troughton. He was, they called him a bit of a cosmic hobo. And he was always kind of like, in fact, he reminded me a lot of the 11th Doctor, always bumbling and, oh, dear me, oh my good aunt. Why did you allow yourself to be subjected to freezing? You don't have to answer that if you don't want. And he traveled around, he put a bit more fun and mischievousness into the Doctor. And then, after a few years of him, we went to this Doctor, the Dandy Doctor. And he had curly hair and he was very serious and very sarcastic he could be. But he was also a bit of a martial artist. Anyone who fought against him found that he could put up his own in a fight. Only loved talking about the reversing the polarity of the neutron flow. Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow, yes. And moving right along, after him came a very iconic Doctor. Now, until David Tennant, this, for many people, was Doctor Who. He was on for so many years, 7 years to be exact, that for many people, when they thought of Doctor Who, they thought of this man. And he was a very large, very tall man actually, and very vocal. Yes, I am, aren't I? I'm the Doctor. And so, and would you like to have a jelly baby, please? Yes. And so he himself could be that. He could be very vocal, and he would very, I would say for the first 4 Doctors, very, very proud of themselves. Very confident. Very, very, very confident. For example, you may be the Doctor, but I am the Doctor. Definitive uncle, you might say. And after he retired, we went to someone a bit more, how would I say, low-key, laid back. And he was played by Peter Davison, the 5th Doctor. Now the 5th Doctor was a bit more soft-paced. He was a bit more soft-voiced. But I would say that actually he was also a very dramatic Doctor. He had people leave him. He had people die on him. It was a very tragic story, the story of the 5th Doctor. And in one of the audiobooks, one of the old companions said, I'm glad you changed, because the Doctor I knew spent too much time crying. And that was one of the things about Davison. His Doctor went through a lot of pain, and he started out with a painful start and ended with a painful start. But despite that all, a lot of people still claim him as their favorite doctor. Including, by the way, do you know who called Davidson their favorite doctor? David Tennant, the 5th Doctor. Then he married his daughter. The next doctor was the 6th Doctor, and if you want to talk about going from quiet and subdued to loud and obnoxious, well, this was the loud and obnoxious doctor. He also liked to wear a coat that had every single color under the universe in it. He started off his regeneration by strangling his companion. I kid you not. The first thing he did was try to kill his companion. And he was very cocky, very brash, and didn't mind telling everyone exactly what he thought. So I don't know all the best quotes of him, but he would say, "Oh, I know perfectly well what manner of catastrophe we've gotten ourselves into. Oh, feel sorry for yourself, you'll just die in a few weeks. I have to die, regenerate, and keep dying, coming back. Feel sorry for me." Moving on to the 7th Doctor. Another favorite of mine. The 7th Doctor would play, switching from the slowly going to the younger Doctor to an older one. Sylvester McCoy Doctor was actually a very scheming doctor. All the doctors, in their own way, can scheme, plan, and lay out plans, but none of them did it as well as this gentleman. And you may think that he's a bumbling oaf and that he's just stumbling around his feet, but the next moment you're caught in a trap that he's been setting up since the beginning of the episode. "Have pity on me, Doctor." "Oh, I do pity you, Davros. Goodbye, Davros. It hasn't been pleasant." He's very self-assured, and he was very much a father figure. Next. Now, after a period of time, when the Doctor went off the air, and they tried to bring it back through a movie, and the movie starred a man named Paul McGann. Now, until recently, a recent movie brought him back. The sad thing is Paul McGann only had the movie in the audio drama, but he proved himself to be a great actor. Paul McGann was more of the dashing Englishman kind of type, running around, being the proper gentleman. He was the gentleman doctor. And he was very flamboyant, very much, I'd say, with a musketeer, cavalier kind of doctor. And then, after a small break again, they brought him back to TV. Okay, pause there. I'm going to have to take a small outer, because who did they bring back on TV?
The Doctor?
Yeah, the Doctor. Was played by a man named Eccleston, the 9th Doctor. But if we can go to the next one, we actually have a middle before. We actually have one that came out, apparently, they didn't tell us, there was a Doctor between the 8th and the 9th. So he's like 8.5. The War Doctor, played by the actor named John Hurt. A very, well, when we get to see him, he's very old, he's a very tragic figure, and he knows that he's about to do something that may kill his whole planet. So he's very broken. And a very interesting doctor, and they're still writing stories about him now. But after him, and the renewal of the series saw this gentleman, the 9th Doctor. And for a lot of people, this was the first Doctor they got to know. Eccleston. Yeah. One of the first lines they heard from him was,
Run.
"Hi, I'm the Doctor, and you?" "I'm Rose." "Hi, Rose." "Run."
Run for your life.
Run for your life, yes. Very much, as far as I'm concerned, very much a throwback to the old Doctors. Very verbose and in your face. He was still scarred heavily, though, by the Time War, which saw the death of his people. He was the last of the Time Lords, and it weighed heavily on him. And it took a while for him to get out of his shell, but eventually he did, and saw that he had a great sense of humor and sarcasm. After he died, we only had him for 1 year. We had the 10th Doctor. And the 10th Doctor was played by a man named David Tennant. Now I said to everyone here,
Alonzi.
Alonzi?
Alonzi.
Is the Alonzi Doctor?
Alonzi, Doctor.
Yes. whale. But the interesting thing was, poor Eccleston only lasted 1 year. And I told you that Tom Baker was the definitive doctor for many years. Modern age, for a lot of people, he's become the definitive doctor. He was dashing, handsome, and very much a ladies' man. And a lot of people cried from the simple word,
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go. And if you know you're a Whovian, you know you're a Whovian if when you hear, I don't want to go, and you start crying. The 11th Doctor. Oh, here we go. Very, very happy. The 11th Doctor, Matt Smith. The youngest doctor yet. Youngest doctor yet. A lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. And
He made bow ties cool.
he made bow tie very cool. He made fezzes cool too. There's nothing he can't make cool. Exactly. And one of the big things was that in all that energy, he also had inside him where he could look like he was a very old man. At times he would look in his eyes and you could almost see Hartnell, the first doctor, inside his eyes. I remember one of my favorite lines from him was, I either let this ship go or I kill this being here. And when I do that, I'll have to change my name because I won't be the doctor anymore. He very much understood what the consequences of his action was and spent a lot of time trying to go and fix them. And after he left, we had our current doctor, the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi. Another very bombastic and an actor who has quite a regimen under his acting acronym. He's done many things all the way from the Cardinal Richelieu down to George Harrison. He played George Harrison. And he was one of the doctors who showed up on Doctor Who before he was a doctor. I love him very much, as many people do. Fits in great. Now let's go on. And I can't dwell too long on here. I just want to talk about regeneration. Why do we have regeneration? The reason is simple. At one point, during the original series, the producers were having a problem. And cute as it was to watch Hartnell on TV, this man here, and cute it was to watch him on TV, he was losing his memory. A lot of the dodge reacting he was doing was because he couldn't remember his line. The note that you saw left throughout the show was him leaving his lines all over the show, and his health wasn't allowing him to. What do? This is a great show. People love it. They want to see more. But the main character, the actor, can't continue. So at one point, what they said was, well, he's an alien, isn't he? What do you say if he gets killed, he can regenerate to a new form, a new personality? Which is exactly what they did. So you can see here, this is, now, I'm going to not spend too much time here, but the doctors, you can see there's the first doctor. On his first regeneration, all the way up to here. Although, recently, 2 years ago, the doctor used up all of his regeneration. A Time Lord only had 13. But this allowed him to, but the Time Lord gave up some power and sent him a new lifespan. This is something they were offering the Master at another time, but they gave it to the Doctor this time. Then to check,
May I ask, if the character was so popular, how come they just limited their lifespan?
I think they didn't think that it was going to go on much longer than that. I think no one thought at the span of 3 years, at another 12 regeneration, what are the chances of people still watching the show in 50 years? That's not going to happen. Won't fool on them. So why is the regeneration popular? Is there next slide? Okay. What I want to get across here, it is important when someone cannot continue, when the actor chooses not to continue, and there are many reasons. Health is one reason. Sometimes it's about how they feel. A lot of people don't want to be typecasted. They want to move on. Eccleston, well, we're not going to go into that. There's a lot of theories on that, including coming from him. But for some reason or another, an actor decides, I don't want to continue playing the Doctor, or I can't. And when that happened, we have something in Doctor Who built in. James Bond, they changed the actor, but they never say anything about it. In this case, when he critically injured, the Doctor physical appearance and personality changes. And so the transformation into the second Doctor, a figure who would basically the same character, but slightly different, actually shocked fans at the time. They had never seen anything like that. And it was so different and yet so similar that the fans loved it. And it took the show from possibly failing to actually being able to continue for 50 plus years. Continue. Allow for, what are the regeneration effects on the show? Allow for the continuation of the show and keep the show unique and different. When a new Doctor appears, just like the companion, they're going, everyone in the audience is going, well, what's this new guy like? Why is he doing that? Why is he strangling a companion? Why is he talking to a dinosaur and calling her baby? Well, yeah. Why is he sitting up and talking to Santa Clauses? We don't know. The Brachiosaurus is very large but placid. Allow, and more importantly, and this is very important, we're talking about generation. Every generation likes to have their own band, their own group, their own favorite actor. If you try to have the same actor decade after decade after decade, people will feel a disconnection. With Doctor Who, even kids of today can say, he's my Doctor. And that's something that matters a lot. And they say that Bond changes, but they don't explain it. Now some Bond fans say, well actually it's not Joe Max that they're changing with no reason. James Bond in 007 is just a title. And it's given to the best agent at the time, and that's why they change different people. But it's never addressed in the film. In the show it is. Multi-Doctors specials are something else that's an off-cast. It just makes it more fun. Imagine bringing several Doctors back, and a lot of times when you get superheroes together in the old series, they got along well. And, well, not so much in The Avenger, but in Doctor Who, they never get along. They always argue with themselves. Next. Just a small little thing here of a couple of the regeneration. They're very short. They're the first regeneration ever. From Hartnell to Troughton, next. And there's the third Doctor to the fourth Doctor. Next. David Tennant, next. And there's David Tennant saying goodbye. Okay, next. And he's become Matt Smith. I'm a girl! Next. So, as you can see, again, these are the 12 Doctor that we have till now, except for that one doesn't show John Hurt. Okay. Next. Companion. I won't take long, but I just want to touch briefly on companions. Can we go to the next slide, please? I want to quote a show called, one of the episodes called The Next Doctor, which was a red herring. Could everyone wonder, are they changing doctors already? A quote from the end of it was the man saying, tell me one thing, all those facts and figures I saw of the Doctor's life, you were never alone. All those bright and shining companions, not anymore? No. Might I ask why not? They leave because they should, because they find someone else. And some of them forget me. Suppose in the end, they break my heart. Next slide, please. Are companions necessary in Doctor Who?
Yes.
Yes.
Big yes! Next. These acted the POV, the point of view. That's why they were created in the first place, so that people can identify with them. The Doctor is an alien, a very old one. We can't possibly fully understand the Doctor. All we know is that he's a good guy, he's the valiant white knight who rides into your town, right or wrong, defeats the baddies. But in the end, we don't know a lot more about it. We can't understand it, but we can understand a companion. Ask the question that to the Doctor that the rest of us want to ask. Well, Doctor, why are you doing that? Well, Doctor, why would they want to do that? have the reputation of running down hallways and screaming, "Doctor!" a lot. Encourages the doctor a lot, especially when he's down and lonely. Has been known to inspire and actually give valuable input when needed. That's the one thing. When doctor can't figure it out, it's usually the companion who does. And it's not uncommon for the companion, indeed, to save the doctor from time to time. And that for every doctor case. Next. While the doctor changes occasionally, so do the companion. They bring drama in many cases, and also bring the welcome change. And if you want to talk about drama, if you don't know Doctor Who and you want to know that the changing companion bring drama, I'll just say one word, Rose. Oh, we got the drama now, don't we? Some companion, Amy too, Amelia Pond. Some companions become just as memorable as the Doctor himself. K9, Sarah Jane Smith, and Rose Tyler are very good examples of this. Some think a companion is just a sexy human lady running around and screaming for help. But that's not really the case, folks. A very good example. We have male companions. Ian, Ben, Jamie, Adric, to name a few. Helpless? Look at some of these people. Barbara was a school teacher and a very smart one who challenged the doctor constantly. Leela was a cave woman warrior. Tegan was she was brought in to be the fly in the doctor's ointment, and she was. Nisa, very strong-willed. Ace. Anyone ever seen Ace? Okay, picture a girl with a leather jacket on, and her hair done back, and she beat up a Dalek with a baseball bat. Okay. Rose, Amy, Clara, Madame Vestra. I don't think anyone can outfight Madame Vestra with a sword. Young, Barbara and Ian, Wilfred Mott, who's the grandfather, Donna Noble, River Song, and Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, who arguably could be considered the longest running companion of all time. Not to mention, changeling robots, robot dog, lizard women, and other Time Lord.
I knew there was a robot dog somewhere in there.
Yeah. All right. Next. Relationship with doctors. They can be many things. It could be a relative, like a granddaughter. A friend, an associate, like a steward. Like Stewart was, the brigadier. Stowaway. Pym started off as a stowaway. Could be a fellow Time Lord, like Romana. Traitor, who turned friend. Turlo was a traitor. He was supposed to betray the Fifth Doctor. Daughter or son figure. Ace, Adric looked up to the Doctor and her father. Or, the Doctor kidnapped them. That's how the show begins. More recently, in the recent redone, is Rose Tyler, a lover, and even a wife, River Song. And apparently Elizabeth I and Marilyn Monroe too, but we won't go into that. Just like the Doctor, most people are going to have their own favorite companion. Can we hear your favorite companions?
Sarah Jane Smith.
Donna.
Sarah Jane Smith.
Got a lot of very nice. Not everyone's shouting just one name, so that's good. It is actually just like the Doctor, is very passionate and means a lot to them. This was parodized in one episode called Cool Reunion, where the 10th Doctor has his current companion Rose and his old companion Sarah Jane, and they're both arguing about who had the most experiences. And the new companion appears this Christmas, introducing Pearl Mackie as Bill. And there's never been a more feminine name than Bill, may I say. And with that said, all I can say is, I hope I haven't taken too long, and thank you very much.